Hi kids. Today we're going to read one of the essays that was scored by the College Board on the Lippmann article in 1939. This is my class. Why don't you let me teach it and get out of the way? Why can't I teach? Because you don't have a college degree. They gave you one. Cut it out. All right, look. I'm going to get Sir Russell Fox out of the way as well as me. I'm going to read this so you can hopefully see it on the board okay. In The Indispensable Opposition, Walter Lippmann asserts that the freedoms we have fought to give ourselves, those of opinion and speech, exist only because the existence of many views left your own something. Sorry, I can't figure the word out. Lippmann takes a disparaging tone with those who champion these rights on the basis that all deserve them, and instead points out to the reader how they, along with everyone else, would be lacking if those rights were not freely dispersed. While Lippmann presents the opposing view that rights should be protected so all are equal and not suppressed, he firmly discredits this notion in such a convincing manner that the reader would seem a fool to disagree. He connects attributes such as, quote, noble and unselfish to less pleasant characteristics such as naive and vaguely benevolent, thus leaving the reader predisposed to look badly on those who quote, defend to the death that which they do not agree. He follows by explaining the true reason that the freedoms should exist, forcing agreement from the audience with words like must and vital. The piece's diction is not all that smashes the popular view to bits. Lippmann uses figurative language to hammer home his point in the final paragraph, comparing giving away freedoms without reason to, quote, next page, hopefully you guys can read that, tolerating a crying baby, and emphasizing that none can be sure of their righteousness by toleration through use of repetition. He emphasizes the contrast between admirable and despicable qualities by repeating because we are before each, and using a similar sentence structure when comparing an inquiring mind to that of an empty one. Lippmann is overwhelmingly effective at discrediting his opposing and, in a short period of time, giving historical examples of people, Voltaire, and time periods that represent fighting for what you don't believe in and presenting this as utter folly. He finishes with a call to action, not physical but mental, pushing the audience to realize their true reasons for promoting freedom rather than hide them behind masks of goodwill. He does not establish his own separate credibility ethos, but includes himself in his audience, creating a common ground. Lippmann, in answeringly logical, he uses use of logos throughout the piece, guiding the reader to their own conclusions that coincide with his own. By stating the opposing viewpoint from the very beginning, that freedom is a noble gift rather than a need, Lippmann allows himself to launch a tirade against this view that lasts the entirety of the piece. Okay, hopefully you're able to follow along with that. And what I'd like you to do now is to, silently decide what you would give it. So, Sir Russell Fox, what about you? After you heard it and read it along with me, what would you give it? Well, I do like to hear what the kids have to say, but can we hear what the experts have to say? You mean like how the College Board graded them? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so this one was 2A. Let's see what they have to say. Yeah. This essay provides a careful analysis of the rhetorical strategies Walter Lippmann uses in creating his position. The student effectively discusses Lippmann's argument with specific examples of diction. He connects attributes such as noble and unselfish to less pleasant characteristics such as naive and vaguely benevolent. That's actually a quote from the kid's essay. Yes, it is. Thus leaving the reader predisposed to look badly on those who defend to the death that which they do not agree. Figurative language, this is also from the essay. It is, yes. Comparing giving away freedoms without reason to tolerating a howling baby. And logos, by stating the opposing viewpoint from the very beginning, that freedom is a noble gift rather than need. Lippmann allows himself to launch a tirade against a view. Besides his convincing analysis of these and other rhetorical devices, the essay also offers cogent insights such as the statement, quote, he finishes with a call to action, not physical but mental, pushing the audience to realize their true reasons for promoting freedom rather than hide behind the mask of goodwill. That's another quote from the kid's essay. Yeah, it is, and that's what they're doing. They're looking at this kid's essay now and then telling why they gave the score they did. While there are moments when the language struggles a bit, as in the first sentence, that's where you couldn't read it. Yes, it was. See, it wasn't my fault. Yeah, whatever. And that's okay. The kid did struggle a little bit. Overall, the essay uses varied and appropriate prose to articulate the student's points. In general, this is an effective essay that was awarded a score of 8 for its careful reading of Lippmann's passage. Well, the highest they could get is a 9, right? Yeah, a 9. So that's almost perfect. No, you get the wrong ideas, Sir Russell Fox. You see, even in the new rubric, if you score a 6, it doesn't mean it's a perfect essay. It means it's a first draft that met the criteria in order to get a 6. Okay? And that's different than being perfect, but it just means it's the highest score that they give. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, guys, I know this is getting to go a little while, but anyway, that was the highest score of the three that we looked at. From College Board, not from Mrs. Law or Mr. Breslin, but this is what the scorers gave it. That would have been a high-scoring essay. It had a developed thesis. It had control of the language. It covered sentence structure. It covered ethos and pathos and logos, things. So it had different things in it. It was organized. So that was a good essay. Anything else to say? Bye.